back to the channel. If you're new, please subscribe, drop a like, share the content if you like exactly what we are talking about. We have a jam-packed week. We had a bloody week last week, but this next week we still got to keep going. We still got to keep pushing. If you lost, it's okay. It's time to move on to the next play, and that's what we're here to do. Okay, so let's take a look at the EPS for next week. As you can see, we have plenty of EPS this week. Two that I'm particularly interested in will probably be Nike and Micron, which is on Thursday. And maybe during this video we'll take a look at one of these two stocks. But yeah, that's what we got looking like for this week. Let's take a look at the economic calendar for the week. We had the FOMC meeting, and as you can see, that was a huge market mover. We pretty much went down from Wednesday, from Tuesday, where we made that new low, and we just pretty much just had a nasty follow through. Now we're done with the FOMC meeting, but we do have Fed speaking pretty much all week, and these over here can move the market intraday. So you guys got to be careful. And we still have Powell speaking on Tuesday, okay, but this is right before the market opened, so that should be out the way. We also have as you can see, like Feds all this week, so you guys got to be careful with the intraday trading, because one of these Feds can, because I really think the market is going to move up and down. We don't want to make a new low, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen, is that we are going to move up and down and fight that range, and I think we are going to find out which way the market wants to start heading, or if we're going to continue downwards after we get this PCE price index number on Friday. This is typically what the Feds like to use to figure out what's going on with inflation. So this could be a huge market mover. So Fridays would be the day to get your monies ready for it, if so say. For Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday possibly, I would just be careful. You just never know what the market's going to do. Right now, as we can see, SPY is sitting at a higher low at the moment. That doesn't mean we can't go down to, I don't see where SPY makes a higher low, but right to the T, meaning like we can go to 360. See, the low over here is 360.69. SPY can go to 360.70. You know what I'm saying? So that means we're at 67 or 68 right now. That means we still have further downside too. So just be caution. But we do have wiggle room over here to go down. So for me, I would buy those dips. And like if you watch my previous video, I am interested in seeing this W pattern play out right here until we reach this neckline over here, and I expect us to form a M pattern and collapse. So we could break a little higher. We could even go maybe to the top right here, like 433. I wouldn't be surprised. But anything over here is I would add on to shorts. But I'm expecting the market to give the bulls a nice M pattern in the meantime, but we need to have that double bottom. So that's what we're looking at with that. So these Fed speaking, you guys got to be careful on that. Just giving you the heads up. But that's pretty much what we got for the week. So let's go ahead and talk about a couple of stocks. We just talked about SPY. If you want me to dive more deep into what I see the double bottom, please go watch my previous video. I just talked about that. We also talked about the triple top and also triple bottom forming on Tesla. So Tesla is in this range, and go watch my other previous video. Talk stocks with B. Apple is just a beast, man. Like it did make a new low this week. Truthfully, but not by much. Not by much. I think it was a couple of cents. So we look over here. Apple closed last week. The previous week, 916 at 150.70, and this week it closed at 150.43. So we did close lower, but not by a lot. And Apple is going to give you that dog fight. It's not just going to go down. And I hope you guys are giving yourself times on your calls. But as you can see, this is a white line right here, and we are pretty much, hanging below it, So I do see furthermore downside. I do expect us to hit these levels over here. But as you can see, this was a strong resistance right here, so it could be act like a nice support for Apple, so we could see some bounce over here. So careful on Apple. I am short Apple for the long term, but I am not scared to buy calls in the middle of all this action. Oh, and to play for the upside, because you got to play both ways, And if you take a look right here, we can see where Apple could head to, like 153. 153. It's a level we have to watch, but you can see like there's going to be some hard resistance around that level. So you got to be careful around these levels, So if you want to take position, 153, and you also remember we got our white line. Look at Apple trying to get above our white line. It's incredible, right? Can't make it, can't push through it. Let's look at QQQ. Please forgive me, I haven't charted QQQ in almost a week, so I don't know what this chart looks like. But yeah, it's forming that Christmas tree pattern. A higher low again over here, right? And we have that W pattern. Same thing with SPY, So be on the lookout for QQQ. Tech is more volatile too. And it can definitely push to the upside. So yeah, same thing. If you want to look at my SPY chart, go ahead and look at that. And when I talk about the double bottom, it's pretty much the same pattern you see with QQQ. I'm pretty sure it's like that with the Dow too. So we talk about those stocks. Let's look at Micron and see what Micron looks like. Chip stocks have just been getting hammered, and yeah, Nvidia is just making new lows. And if you have been with me from day one, we are playing Nvidia to 100, and so far it's been working out in our favor hugely. If you're curious why I think Nvidia is going to hit 100, please go watch one of my previous videos. You can go check out the pattern that we got set up for Nvidia, and so far it has been hitting. So yeah, this is Micron right here. As you can see, I haven't charted this in a long time, so I have no clue what I'm looking at. But the stock is definitely in the downtrend, but it has more further downside to go. So that is something to take a look at. You have these range over here, so look at that. There's no way it's getting back to those levels. Absolutely not. So I actually don't like these over here. I remember playing this right here. This was just a fantastic move by Micron. I will never forget that move. But anywho, yeah, the chart is if you just look over here, you can see that there's more downside. Like this is definitely falling. And so for EPS, some terrible EPS, it could go down to 38 bucks, 40 bucks. So you got to be careful with Micron. I do not like the chart, honestly, but with EPS, it's definitely a gamble, and you just pretty much never know. So you always have to be careful with EPS. But this chart is filthy nasty. Let's take a look deeper into it. Let's see what it's looking like over here, and you can see that downtrend is, we have this flush over here. So if we do start seeing some market movement upwards, look for 54 to come into play for Micron. But yeah, this it's not looking too good for Micron. But like I said, with EPS, you never know. If you have any stocks you ever want to talk about, you ever want to see you ever want to see me talk about, just drop it in the comments and we can get to it. We take a look at Neo, and Neo is just pretty much, this is the effery game. If you didn't take profits or sell some after we broke support, after we broke above this level right here, remember this purple line? I hope he did. Because this was so bearish, like we had so many fake outs with Neo, and it's just, ugh. This is a tough one, man, guys. That was a tough one. I don't think I want to talk about any stocks. I want to keep it short and simple. We talked about Apple. We could look at NVIDIA real quick for guys who are interested in figuring out exactly why we think NVIDIA is going to 100. Just look at the pattern. You can see this pattern where we have these touches over here, and now we're over here, which is coming down to over here. Ooh, that's looking more steep, right, guys? Let's try the weekly. Weekly is a better one. But yeah, it's still, we touch this line over here. It's looking like it's getting worse. The higher we stay up, the more we don't reach this line, the worse it gets for NVIDIA. So don't be shocked that chips keep falling, and if you want to play NVIDIA for Micron EPS, that's a good indication too. So so there you go. Talk stocks with B. Please be alert for all these ups and downs with the Fed speaking all week. They can move the market intraday. And then, we have Powell speaking on Tuesday. He's the biggest market mover. But also, we have the core PCE, which is on Friday. That tends to move the market too. And the Feds typically use that as an indicator to figure out exactly what's going on with inflation. Top stocks would be Tesla triple top or triple bottom. SPY double bottom. Remember, one thing I want to add is that we do not want to see SPY make a new low. We do not want to see that. That confirms more bearish activity to come. Okay, talk stocks with B.